Welcome to the WCG for day 3 of this first and only test match of the Harley Cranes Test Series between Brennan's 11 and Rabih's 11. Today is D-Day for both sides as the test match reaches its climax. Both sides are still a genuine chance of winning this ebb and flow contest after a Reds revival last night. It'll be Rabih's 11 who will resume this third day's play at 3 for 68, still requiring a further 103 runs for victory. But that task has been given some hope thanks to Ryan Schaefer, who has clawed his side back into the contest. He will resume day 3 on 52 not out. Can he continue to be the hero for the Reds? So a brilliant fight back from Ryan Schaefer, who registered his maiden half century at the WCG, has breathed new life into the contest. But the work is far from over, with his side still requiring over 100 runs for victory. So it's going to be STEPIEN to bowl the first over of day 3. He'll come in around the wicket to Ryan Schaefer. In now, and it's a back of a length delivery, and Schaefer is in behind it well to begin the morning. So both sides bang on the money to begin the morning's play. They know how important this session is. And STEPIEN will continue to Schaefer around the wicket. This one's a full toss. It's heading towards the boundary, and it's been well fielded there by the skipper, who's prevented a certain boundary there. Here Schaefer begins to take off for a run as well, but thinks better of it. Both sides alert to begin the third day's play, and STEPIEN will continue to Schaefer around the wicket. And this one's a full deliver and it's played towards bowling there on the offside, who fields well for no run. Here can Schaefer help his side pull off the unlikely. This will be a record run chase at the WCG, and STEPIEN will continue to Schaefer, and he gets a thick outside edge, and it hits the fence and fielded by Gavin MERRIFIELD for no run. So a good start to the third day's play here from STEPIEN with the ball. He's asking Schaefer plenty of questions right from the get-go. As he continues to Schaefer once again, and it's another good delivery, bang on the money, and Schaefer is in behind and defends on the offside. He's better with the ball so far on day 3 to how they ended last night's play, the Blues. STEPIEN will come in for the final ball of the over, and this one's a good delivery, and it beats Schaefer outside the off stump, and it's a maiden to begin day 3. It'll be Daniel Hancock to bowl the 27th over of the innings. He's in there to Schaefer, and he begins with a short delivery, and Schaefer hammers this down the ground for his first boundary of the third day's play. He picks up where he left off last night. The deficit now under 100. Less than 100 to get now for the Reds, as Daniel Hancock will bowl around the wicket this time to Schaefer, and this time it's a beautiful delivery which beats Schaefer outside the off stump. That's better from the youngster. He's got Schaefer beaten all ends up. It'll be Josh bowling to bowl his 4th over of the innings, as he's in now around the wicket to Schaefer, and he begins with a good delivery outside the off stump, which Schaefer leaves alone. So a good start to the morning with the ball for bowling. He's looking for his 3rd wicket of the innings, and what a wicket it would be, as bowling is in once again to Schaefer, and he's dragged this one down, and Schaefer has hammered this through mid-wicket for a boundary. Schaefer moves into the 60s, 3 for 78. Bowling to continue to Schaefer around the wicket. As in there, and this one's another shorter delivery, and Schaefer drops this on the onside and goes for another single. And there's hands on heads from several of the Brennan's 11 fieldsmen. They feel that this was a close call. It's well fielded by the youngster Daniel Hancock. Oh, it would have been tight, but they missed the stumps yet again. Bowling to continue to Schaefer in the 29th over. As in there, and he serves up a full toss, and Schaefer hits this away once again through mid-wicket for another boundary. It's a poor bit of bowling there from the off-spinner, been put away. The Reds 3 for 83. As bowling will continue to Schaefer around the wicket, and again he drops short, and again he's been hammered through mid-wicket for another boundary. Schaefer is in the mood to make history this morning as he races to 69. Josh bowling in for the final ball of his over. As in now, this one's another short delivery, and it's another ball that goes to the boundary. It's been a massive over for the Reds. 17 runs off the over, 80 more runs to get. The Reds 3 for 91, as Middle Bash will bowl over the wicket now to Schaefer. This one's a full delivery, and it beats Scott at mid-on for yet another boundary. It's either too short or too full from the Blues bowlers. Schaefer moves to 77. Basher under pressure to begin the over, as he'll continue to Schaefer over the wicket, and this one's a full toss which has been turned on the leg side, and it's a misfield there from Daniel Hancock. And has that gone to the boundary? No, I don't think it has. I think the support beam from the fence has come to a fielder's rescue yet again. So a sigh of relief there for the Blues, Schaefer has moved through for another single to move to 78. As Basher will continue over the wicket. It's another short delivery, and he loves that spot through mid-wicket, Schaefer, because he's hammered another one through there. Schaefer moves into the 80s. The Blues have no answers. Basher to continue to Schaefer, this time around the wicket. As in now, this one's another short delivery, and it gets the same treatment. The Blues bowlers just will not learn. 67 to get. So it's been a blistering start to the morning from Ryan Schaefer, and you have to say that the Reds have all the momentum. It's 67 to get now for the Reds with 5 second innings wickets remaining. And Ryan Schaefer, who is playing the innings of his life here at the moment, just 14 away from a maiden test century. Brendan's 11 in desperate need of a wicket. So it's going to be Gavin Merrifield to bowl the 31st over of the innings. It's in now to Schaefer, and he begins with a hard volley, and Schaefer hammers this down the ground for another boundary. He moves into the 90s, and this is a slaughter to begin the third day's play. Schaefer just 10 away from a maiden test century, as Merrifield will continue to him around the wicket, and it's a full toss, and it's hit towards the middle. Basher there at mid-wicket, who does well to prevent another boundary. He's probably lucky to get away with a no ball there, Merrifield, as Schaefer is signalling. It was quite high, but he has got away with it. So it'll be Gavin Merrifield to continue around the wicket to Ryan Schaefer. In there, and this one's another short delivery, but Schaefer's had a wild swing at it, and he's got a top edge through to the keeper. So the Blues have picked up the massive wicket of Schaefer, 10 short of a maiden test century. He's just lost his shape trying to pick out his favourite area, and one of the greatest ever knocks at the WCG comes to an end. And he's got his side right back in the contest. The Reds 4 for 108, still requiring 63 runs for victory. As Adam Hughes makes his way to the crease, the 5th batsman in for Rabih's 11. He made a duck in the first innings, so the Blues will sense a big opportunity to go bang bang here. So it will be Merrifield into Hughes for his first delivery, and he gets a thick inside edge. And it's a nervous start there from the elder statesman. Merrifield bang on the money first ball, and it's a cheeky little French cut. It'll be George Pineros to bowl the 32nd over of the innings. It's in now to Adam Hughes, who pops his up on the onside, and it's an easy catch for him in Basher. So the Blues do go bang bang to shift the momentum back in their favour. Hughes goes for a pair in the test match. The Reds 5 for 108. Well, what a difference 5 minutes can make in a cricket match. As Daniel Arnold comes to the crease, the 6th batsman in for the Reds. The Reds were cruising only a minute ago with Schaefer flying, but it's now Daniel Arnold's turn to stand up for the Reds, as they still require 63 for victory. So it'll be George Pineros into Arnold for his first delivery. It's hit back towards Pineros, and he drops a sitter, and to make things worse, it crashes into the hoardings for 6. So Arnold off the mark in fortuitous fashion. He's also spared a life in the process. How costly will that prove to be for the Blues? As Pineros will continue to Arnold over the wicket, and it's a full in-swinging delivery, and Arnold defends on the offside for no run. Rabih's 11, 5 for 114 in the run chase. 57 to get for victory with 3 wickets in hand. So a pretty huge period of the test match coming up. Can Daniel Arnold make full use of that let-off and push his side towards victory? As Pineros will come in for the final ball of his over, and it's a nervous lead there from Arnold as this one was coming back towards his leg stump. A wicket and a maximum off the over, 5 for 114. Going to be Matt White to steam in for his 5th over of the innings. As in now to Arnold, and this one's a fast delivery which slides down the leg side, which Arnold gets well out of the way of. So the Blues going for the jugular, bringing their pace spearhead back into the attack. Arnold will be looking to weather the storm here, as White will continue to him now over the wicket. In now to full delivery, and he gets a thick inside edge, and it flashes past him in Basher to the boundary. Well, it's been signalled as leg bites from the umpire. Yeah, it has. It's come straight off his knee. But they all count. 52 required for victory, as White will continue to Arnold, and he's forward and defends. A back of a length delivery there from White. It was a premeditated lunge forward there from the big man, who will not give his wicket away without a fight. It'll be Daniel Hancock to bowl his 5th over of the innings. As in now to Arnold, begins with a full toss, and Arnold gets his away on the leg side for a boundary. It's a poor start to the over from the youngster, and the deficit drops below 50. 48 to get for the Reds, as Hancock will continue around the wicket to Arnold. This one's a full delivery, this time Arnold gets it down the ground for another boundary. It's a brilliant on drive there from the big man. Arnold moves to 15, the Reds 5 for 127. 44 to get, as bowling will bowl around the wicket now to Arnold, and he begins with a brilliant delivery outside the off stump, and it's actually well left in the end there from Arnold. Bowling looking to put his last over behind him, and he begins with a beauty. Bowling to continue to Arnold around the wicket, as in now this one's a back of a length delivery, and Arnold has a wild swipe across the line, and this one did stay a little low, but thankfully for Arnold, instead of skidding straight on, this one gripped and spun. Bowling to continue to Arnold in the 39th over, as in now this one's a good length delivery, and Arnold has a little flirt at it, and once again he beats the outside edge of the bat. This is good stuff from the left armour. It's been a brilliant over so far from bowling, as he'll continue again around the wicket to Arnold, and again he beats the outside edge of the bat. This is beautiful stuff here from Josh Bowling, but Arnold is still there and prepared for a war of attrition to get his side home. So Scott is going to disable the auto wiki once again, and it doesn't appear to phase Daniel Arnold, who's going to bat out of his crease once again, as bowling will come into him once again, and this one's a full delivery, and Scott can't gather to end the over. It'll be Gavin Merrifield to bowl the 40th over of the innings. He's in now to Arnold, it's a good length delivery, and Arnold gets a leading edge, and he's hit this one over the fence. So Merrifield picks up another massive wicket here for the Blues. They're just 2 wickets away from a three-peat. It's a lapse in concentration from Arnold, who goes for 15. Rabih's 11, 6 for 127, as it is the skipper who walks to the crease at number 7 for his side, has vowed to step down as leader if he should lose this test match. So it's now or never for a captain's knock, with 44 runs required. So it'll be Gavin Merrifield into Rabih for his first delivery. This one's a short delivery, and it slides down the leg side. It was such a shame from Arnold, who fought valiantly and made his way to 15, but an error in judgment now thrusts the skipper into the limelight. So it'll be Merrifield to continue to Obasha over the wicket, and this one slides down the leg side, and it's an appeal here from several of the Brandon Levens fieldsmen. Josh Bowling in particular is confident that he's hit it. Oh, was there a little tickle there? It'll be Daniel Hancock to bowl the 43rd over of the innings. As in now to Obasha, and it's a short wide delivery, and Obasha hammers this through point for a boundary. So he gets off the mark in style, and there's 40 to get. Hancock to continue to the red skipper around the wicket. In there, and this one's another back of a length delivery, but Rabih Obasha has scored this one, and it's gone over the fence. So the skipper's got to go for 4, and Brandon's 11 are just 1 wicket away from retaining their test crown. It's a wild stroke from Obasha, and they're on the brink. So a day that began with such hope and optimism for the Reds is now on the brink of collapse, as Michael Johnson makes his way to the crease, the last hope for the Reds. He definitely has the ability to get his side home, but can ill afford any errors. So it's Hancock around the wicket to Johnson for his first delivery, and he begins with a good delivery outside the off stump, and Johnson leaves it alone. Here can the youngster pick up his second wicket of the innings to be the hero for the Blues, as he'll continue around the wicket to Michael Johnson in the 43rd over. As in now, this one's a wild delivery which is wide outside the off stump, and it has been given as such from the umpire. So that's 1 less for Rabih's 11 to get. The required amount has ticked into the 30s. 39 to get for the Reds to pull off a miraculous victory, as Hancock will continue to Johnson. This one's a full delivery, and it's played towards Scott, who's claiming a catch here. He's asking if this has come off Johnson's boot. Johnson shakes his head. As we have a look at the replay, it's come off the boot. No, and he's hit it into the ground. Heart in mouth stuff for the Reds. Daniel Hancock in for the final ball of his over. As he's in now, and this one's a full delivery, but Johnson gets this down the ground for a boundary. So is there life left in this Rabih's 11-run chase? Johnson off the mark with a boundary, and it's 35 to get. It'll be Matt White to bowl the 44th over of the innings. It's in now to Johnson. It's a full delivery, who had to fly it, and he gets an edge through to the keeper. And that's it. Brennan's 11 have won the test match. Matt White picks up the final wicket of the match as the Reds' brave resistance comes to an end. As the Blues dynasty rolls on, it's back-to-back series victories against the Reds. So in what proved to be a pulsating encounter in the end, Brendan's 11 have won by 34 runs to claim a 1-0 series victory against their arch rivals and to condemn Rabih's 11 to the dustbin of history. It was a valiant effort in the run chase, to be fair, from the Reds, in particular Ryan Schaefer, who lit up the WCG with his highest score of 90, but in the end proved a bridge too far. So the Brendan's 11 dynasty continues. The Blues win their 3rd consecutive Test series, their 4th Test match victory in a row against the Reds after last year's whitewash, as we are hearing news that the Red skipper has fallen on his sword and has indeed resigned. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this Test match. Bye for now.